All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Duval County Rams fan, and hope all of you are having a good Labor Day weekend. Mine's going pretty good so far. Um, so yeah, just hope you guys are hope you guys are having fun with that. I just wanted to make this quick little video because I was I was perusing the inner zones here, and I saw something a little interesting. I you know, decided to see what Chicago has going on here. So I went over there and I saw a interesting article and realized a few things I did not realize here. We'll um we'll start here, but pretty much we're gonna see two familiar faces Sunday night. Um, let's go ahead and get into this article, and we'll see who they are. As you can see, well, y'all know who they are. Y'all saw the thumbnail. But anyway, Danny Trevathan is placed on injured reserve. Okay, so I saw this, and I saw this title here, and I was interested because I wanted to see what was going on with him. I thought he was a pretty solid, really good linebacker for Chicago. Um, though I was reading, some talking points, some comments about him, and I guess maybe I don't know if he's not as good or as good is good or not as good as he used to be. I'm not sure, but it caught my eye because I recognized the name, and yeah, he's in any way any of their stars that won't play in Sunday night's game is a plus for us. I hope he's all right and everything, but if he's not going to play, that just increases our chances of winning. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get into it. According to Chicago Tribune's Brad Biggs, Chicago Bears are set to place inside linebacker Danny Trevathan on injured reserve. This would explain why the Bears elected to keep 7 inside linebackers on their initial 53-man roster. Okay. And it's the update here says they have announced the move, officially announced it. However, there's no indication of the type of injury as of yet. So I guess they're keeping that close to the vest for now. But what this means is for us a familiar face. We got a familiar face being thrust in the starting lineup next to Roquan Smith as a result of Mr. Trevathan's injury, and that would be one Alec Ogletree. Alec Ogletree, if y'all remember, was one of our linebackers back in the St. Louis days, like the Jeff Fisher years, and I always really liked him. He was a good linebacker for us, feisty linebacker. He wasn't anywhere like the top talent of the league or anything like that, but he was solid. He was really solid. He would make some bonehead plays sometimes, but he from what I remember, he made some big plays more than you would think from a inside linebacker in terms of I think he had one memorable pick six. The guy was pretty good. The guy was pretty good. I liked him a lot, but we got rid of him a few years ago. I believe we traded him to the Giants, if I remember that correctly. And I did see a news article like a few months ago that the Bears had picked him up. I was like, oh hey, I'm like, hey man, that's Ogletree. Hey man, yeah, hey, I hope he's doing all right. And I saw that and I read that. I'm like, oh man, he's on the Bears, but shoot, and it just kind of slipped my mind until like today I realized I'm like, holy crap, man, he he is on the Bears. We're gonna face him, but with the Bears, their defense being so strong, I didn't really expect him to start. You know what I mean? So I just didn't expect that. But he's going to be starting, so we will see him on the field um, Sunday night next week, man. So he's a late addition to the roster. Was one that of the more buzzed about players during training camp, and he looks solid in preseason as well. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. I do like Ogletree. I hope he's doing well. It's unfortunate whenever you whenever a new coaching staff comes on the team, there's a lot of turnover, you know, and even if the players are good, they might get rid of people because they want to take the old people out, and the new coaching staff will usually anyway want to bring their own people in. So I think Ogletree was a victim of that, and it was it's I'm glad he's doing well though. I'm glad he's doing well. That's good to hear. The 31-year-old Trevathan did play in all 16 games last year versus the Bears, but if the 29-year-old Ogletree plays well, he could replace Trevathan in the starting lineup permanently. That's crazy, man. Ogletree appears to be better in coverage at this point in their respective careers, so that's at the very least I would expect Ogletree to play quite a bit in 2021. And that was like his thing. He was a good coverage linebacker. He was very athletic. He I believe he had quite a number of pick sixes for us over the years. It was pretty cool. It's He's a very athletic linebacker, and he is good in pass coverage, and since this is being a passing league, it's good to have your linebackers cover the pass. But so Chicago, you got a good coverage linebacker there. I will say he does struggle against the run a little bit. He can, from what I remember, and it's been a long time. He was a physical player, but sometimes would struggle against the run. But maybe that was just the team as a whole. But Ogletree's solid. Oh, he's solid. You guys will like him. So anyway, that is I just saw that article there, and it made me think to myself, well, okay, that's pretty cool. We're facing Ogletree. Let me take a look at their roster, see what their defense looks like, because I'm actually kind of curious. Um, you know, because one of the things I'm kind of worried about is how our O line will hold up against that D line. Man, it's Khalil Mack is a beast, dude. Is an absolute beast, and I'm a little concerned about him, to be honest. Like the state of our O line, I'm a little concerned about how they're gonna hold up against because Chicago's physical, and Chicago has a good defense. So it it's I just see them dominating the line of scrimmage, which is from the very get go when you're trying to analyze and predict like the outcome of a game. The fact that they could win the line of scrimmage is concerning to me. But like I said, they could prove us wrong. I want to see Brian Allen prove me wrong. I want to see this O line play physical, and really just play with a nasty attitude. I am fearful that they won't, but they might surprise me. I'm sorry, it's just how I feel. So perhaps they'll surprise me though. But I was looking at the defense here, and I saw a second name, a second face we old Rams fans will see from back in the days of the St. Louis Rams, Robert Quinn. And Robert Quinn made the team too. So I'm I was pretty stoked about that because I was like, what? That's Robert Quinn is on this team. Robert Quinn's on Chicago, y'all. He went to Chicago. I know the last I had heard, the last I had heard of him, he was like, I think we traded him to Miami. It's been a long time, guys. But I unfortunately just stopped. I stopped following him, and I hadn't heard of him. And then I remember hearing his doing time in Miami, but I didn't know where he was. And then I see this, and I'm like, oh snap, that's Robert Quinn. We're gonna play Robert Quinn this Sunday. So that duty will probably go to Rob Havenstein, I think, to cover him. I think I'm not sure where they're gonna place Khalil Mack, or if they're gonna move him around the line. But I would imagine, if I'm just thinking other side of the line from Khalil, would be Rob Havenstein, hopefully, and because I want Andrew Whitworth on Khalil as much as possible, because we're gonna need our best lineman for him. And Robert Quinn is it's going to be interesting to see. I want to see that matchup. I'm a little more intrigued now with the matchup with Rob Havenstein, or wherever they move Robert or Khalil up and down the line is going to be interesting to see. But it's good to see Robert is still playing. I he was another one that I enjoyed as well. He was a very good DN for us. He got a bunch of sacks. He did the nice little windmill celebration whenever whenever he got a sack. That was always pretty cool. In a team that back then was a subpar football team that just was struggling in so many areas, it was nice to see good play out of both Alec Ogletree and Robert Quinn. It was nice, because the rest of the team really did not was not that good back then, but it was nice to see those two do well whenever they did. So I'm uh I'm excited to see how we do against them. I hope they play. It looks like Alec might actually start, which is crazy. I can't believe that on Chicago. I was like, all right, go Alec. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I do, from what it looks like, their secondary may have some question marks. But their front seven's looking strong. So, you know what that means? That means we attack deep. That means we go over the top. I expect to see McVay, being Sunday night and it's the first week of the season. I see him airing it out. I see him trying to put on a show, so to speak. Do you understand what I mean? Like he's gonna bomb it, dude. He's gonna tell Stafford, "Hey, man, it's Sunday night. It's our first game. Their secondary has question marks. Let's attack them deep. Let's make a message here." And I just get the feeling that's what's about to happen here. So, but I want to see how our running game does because I want it to do well. I just don't see us running very well Sunday night. I just don't. But I hope I'm wrong because we really need to. So it's good to see these two again, and I'm gonna cut it off here because I'm starting to ramble a little bit. But that is gonna be it. I will see you guys on the next one, and as always, go Rams.